Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Bitter Rivals podcast. It is the second last day of February, February 27th. This is episode 48. And yeah, we had an absolutely out of this world, ridiculous, crack smoking hockey game last night. It was insane. There was 17 goals between the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Detroit Red Wings last night. It was insane. Leafs win 10-7. Goaltending is in shambles. I don't even have words.
Like Abe, what the fuck was that?
That was the most ridiculous hockey game I've watched in as long as I can remember, honest to God. It was like just a couple of peewee teams out there going back and forth and back and forth. So the Leafs go up 7-2. Next thing you know, it's 7-6. And as Leafs fans, obviously, we're like, oh no, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. We're going to lose. Like, for sure. I was thinking that. I almost turned the game, because there was UFC fights on last night. I almost switched the channel at 7-2. And I was like, I probably shouldn't, because I know this team. 7-6, like 10 minutes later.
Yeah.
How does that happen? I just, defensive breakdowns, goaltending that is absolutely pitiful, like just terrible. As good as Jack Campbell was in the beginning of the year, the first half of the year, he has been that bad in the second half.
Yeah.
I'm going to be 100% honest with you. He's been as good as he was, he's been worse now. Like, going to the other side of the spectrum.
So let me just get right into this. Do the Leafs trade for a goalie before the deadline?
No, I don't think you can do that. I don't think that you have. First of all, we don't have the capabilities to do that. There's other needs that we need to fill before we fill goaltending. You wanna hope that Jack Campbell's just. I don't even know. You want to hope that he's just going through a rough patch, but like the issue with Jack Campbell is he's never had a full season where you're like, yeah, no, that's an NHL starting goaltender. Right? Like, he's had half a season, 2 half seasons now, like the second half of first half of this season, where you're like, yeah, no, that's an NHL starter. Like, that's a star, Vezina candidate.
But he was a legit Vezina candidate for the fucking first half of the year.
Yeah, and since he's absolutely gone on a spiral. Like, and that's why it's hard with him, because you want to hope that that's the real him, the Vezina candidate. But you don't know. There's not enough of a like a
sample size.
Yeah, there's not enough of a sample size to know if he's that good, or if he was just playing out of his mind. Like,
because we've both seen goalies, become this good late in their careers and stay good, but we've also seen guys go for a fucking 3 or 4 month heater and then fall off the face of the earth.
Well, a name that comes to mind is Jordan Binnington.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, that's a name that, and he was on a heater at the right time. They won the Stanley Cup. Since, he's been pedestrian, right? He's been average, and that's not going to win. That's not going to win.
No.
Stanley Cups. It's just not. And it's worrisome, because you're not going to win playoff games 10-7, right? So,
no. I mean, the Tampa Bay Lightning won a couple last year.
It's just, I don't even know what to say. And the games earlier in the week, I don't even remember who we played. I'm so focused on last night's game. I believe it was Minnesota.
I mean, the week started with a Montreal-Toronto game.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about that one.
Yeah, I forgot that was that happened. Okay, so you want to but we'll let you go off on that one, since the Habs ended up taking the cake there.
So let's first of all start by saying, since we last recorded, the Habs have not lost a game of hockey. We're on a 5-game winning streak. First one since 16-17, which is great. It's a fun time. But yeah, we kind of slapped the piss out of you guys on Monday night.
Yeah, we didn't show up to that game.
No, like at all.
The Leafs did not show up to that game at all.
You had the 2 goals in like a minute in the third period, and that was maybe the only 2 shifts that you guys, put up anything threat-wise.
Well, and here's the thing about that game, and I've watched pretty much every game of Austin Matthews' NHL career, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
That was the worst game he's ever played. He was invisible the whole game.
Yeah.
He just wasn't that, like, he's that guy who shows up and every time he steps foot on the ice. He looked like any other guy out there.
Yeah.
On Monday night. I don't even want to get into the cold, I guess I kind of have to. The cold streak that John Tavares is on, is like historic. How do
That's
we
what-
score 10 goals and John Tavares doesn't get a point?
Yeah.
How does that even happen? How do you score 10 goals? Your line mate, Willie Nylander, had a goal, and you don't get a point?
I mean, to be
hockey game?
to be fair, your top line put up a fuck ton of points that game.
Last night they did. I understand that.
Yeah.
But we're talking, John Tavares has now gone, I believe it's either 11, last night was 11 or 12 without a goal. We're talking about John Tavares.
He makes what, 10 something
11.5
million?
million?
Yeah.
And he's still a point a game guy on the year almost. Like he's 3 or 4 points back of being a point a game guy. But you go 10 goals without a goal, and you're just like, it's got to be driving him nuts.
And then like that last night should have been the perfect opportunity to, because honestly, if I only caught a couple minutes of that game, just the end of the Habs Senators game, it literally looked like every time the puck fucking crossed the blue line that it was going to end up in the net. Every time.
Yeah, it was terrifying.
Like,
it was wild.
it was
every
awful.
time. Yeah. Ilya Mikheyev end-to-end rushes after leaving the game on Tuesday because that's another thing. There's a flu bug going through the Leafs room right now. That might be part of the reason John didn't have a great game last night. He was one of the guys who's been affected by it. It's him, Engvall, Mikheyev, Dermott, and I think that's it. Nick Robertson made a season debut last night. He actually looked pretty good. But man, that was one of the biggest roller coasters I've ever been on watching a hockey game. I can't get over it. Like, I know there's other games to talk about here, but that was just ridiculous.
Like the couple of minutes I watched was just like honestly super entertaining as like a neutral.
Yeah.
Well, as like a neutral.
It was entertaining too for me. Like because every time Detroit came close, we'd go like they'd get within one, we'd go up again too.
Yeah.
You know, like it was good, and we'd respond like that. Like it was.
Oh yeah, and like so as you know, and I'm gonna put it in quotes in neutral because I did want the Leafs to lose, but like as someone who had no affiliation with either team, like it was a fucking great watch.
Yeah, and obviously my favorite non-Leaf NHLer is Moritz Seider.
Yep.
So it was nice to see watch them.
Not a good game from him. Well, I mean, not a good game from any of the defensemen on either.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Your boy Michael Bunting.
Yeah, my boy Michael Bunting.
Man, oh man, I don't know how you don't give him the Calder. Honestly,
because your boy Moritz Seider is having one of the best rookie seasons I've seen in a while.
Let's just go to NHL rookie scoring right now. Let's just take a look, see where we're at here. And I know that Moritz Seider's a defenseman. I understand that.
Yes.
Okay. So, Lucas Raymond is in first place, obviously, with 42 points. 15 of those are goals in 53 games. So, that's impressive stuff. He's a -3. Michael Bunting. So this is my case for Michael Bunting here. Most goals by a rookie in the NHL this year.
I thought someone in Nashville's was ahead
Tanner
of him.
Jeannot tied for the most goals.
Oh, they're tied? Okay.
Yeah, they both have 18. Tanner Jeannot has 32 points overall. Michael Bunting's at 40. So here's the case. He has elevated a line, and how do you elevate a line that already has Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner on it? What he's doing with those guys is nothing short of spectacular. The opportunities that he creates for his team, because he leads the NHL in drawn calls. And
Does he actually?
Yes, and it seems like every single night he's drawing a call. He actually got fined for embellishment in last Thursday's game against Pittsburgh. And he was asked about it. And his response was basically, I'm not changing anything. I don't care. You want to fine me because I'm being successful? Go ahead. I don't care.
How bad was the dive, though?
It wasn't really that bad. I honestly didn't think it was. Like, if you go watch the play, it was a neutral zone. He was hooked, and he just went down a little easy. Like but there was a stick in his gut.
Yeah.
So I don't get how he gets fined for that. But anyway, I really think that it's hard to not give it to him. I know he's 26, and there should be a different award called the Kaprizov for this.
The Panarin, Because
Or the Panarin, yeah.
Kaprizov won it last year. So we're gonna give Bunting the Panarin then, is what you're saying.
Well, he's getting the Panarin, but I think he actually does deserve the Calder. I really do believe that. He's playing big minutes on the top line. He's second power play, and he is like, to me, he's the best agitator that since like Darcy Tucker in a Leafs uniform. Honest to God. And it's so great to see because, like I said, he's creating a power play or two every game. Like that doesn't go unnoticed. Like that, you got to give him some credit for that. And then also to have 40 points, 18 goals, got to give it to him. Got to give it to him.
My thing, it's less of a case against Bunting and more of just a case. Well, first of all, this rookie season, this rookie crop, has been really, really good.
Yeah, and nobody thought it was gonna be.
No, because the last few years it's been a very like 1 or 2 horse race, like. But this is the first year where there's like 4 or 5 like legitimate candidates. Off the top of my head, you go, I mean, Bunting, Seider, Raymond, Zegras, and
Gitano.
Yeah, Gitano. Yeah.
Gitano. Anton Lindell.
Yeah. Like all of these, like there's you can make legitimate cases for like a lot of guys, which we don't see very often.
No, absolutely not.
I'm gonna stick Seider just because we've talked about in the show. Specifically like Sandin, Liljegren, Romanov, how like, young defensemen don't come into the league and dominate. It's something they really have to grow into, no matter how good they were at the junior level. Moritz Seider's been a fucking Rolls Royce of a defenseman this year. He does not look out of place one bit, being Detroit's number 1 D-man.
Well, and the physical play that he brings to the games too is just awesome to see. Like he can lay guys out.
He can pass. He's fucking scoring. He's so. And I don't even call him like a complete player yet because he's still so young. He's going to get so much better.
He's going to get better. Isn't that crazy?
That's scary. That is scary thoughts.
Yeah. This is what we thought Rasmus Dahlin would be.
Exactly. And like he's just so good already that I think out of a very, very great group of rookies, he's just that little bit above everyone. He's just that outstanding player.
Obviously, I watch Michael Bunting every night, and that's why I have him at the top of that race. But like you said, there's so many good rookies this year. It's hard. Yeah. Like you could make an argument for any of these guys.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. And like, and I have nothing but respect for what Michael Bunting's been doing. He's having a great rookie year. I'm not taking that away from him. Yeah. I'm just so impressed with Moritz Seider, man. Like he is just phenomenal.
And I'm not even arguing, like you said, you're not arguing against Bunting. I'm not arguing against Seider either.
Exactly.
Like they're both incredible hockey players.
And we've not really fucking talked about Lucas Raymond or Trevor Zegras.
No, and Lucas Raymond might be at the top of the race in a lot of people's eyes.
Yeah, like right? This is nuts. And I mean, a name I'm going to throw out there if he plays under Marty St. Louis for 82 games is Cole Caulfield.
Yeah, I think that boat has sailed. Cole Caulfield's.
It absolutely has.
Calder chances were absolutely flushed down the toilet by Dominique Ducharme. So
yeah, but I just want to quickly go here. 8 games under Marty St. Louis. He's on 6 goals, 4 assists, well over a point a game, and just playing really well. You know what I mean? Because you can have a guy who's not scoring but playing very well, and Cole Caulfield is scoring and playing very well. So that's really great to see.
Yeah, man.
Can you imagine if he had Marty St. Louis this whole year? How this fucking rookie race would be looking?
It'd be wild. But yeah, no, that unfortunately for Cole, because you hate to see it, because you can only win the Calder 1 year. You only have one opportunity at it, right? And you hate to see it get absolutely flushed down the toilet by an idiot behind the bench.
Yeah, but I mean, like with 20-something odd games left, like he's already on 8 goals this year. Like he could easily hit 15.
Yeah.
Put himself not in the race, but at least, we'll call it catching up to the back of the pack.
Yep. Yeah, no, that's fair. I think honestly, Bunting's probably going to hit 25 goals, maybe even 30 goals this year. That's crazy to me.
Like,
he's on pace for close to 30.
Like sorry? That's just like when you say it, it's just like that's nuts.
Well, and the thing is, he's on a 2-year deal at $950 per.
Yeah.
Like, do you know how easy it is to forget Zach Hyman when a guy like Michael Bunting gets inserted into your lineup and does everything that Zach Hyman did, but he's also got a scoring touch. He's drawing more calls.
Well, I was just about to say, like, isn't this basically what you wanted from Zach Hyman? Was someone who, not at the fucking cap hit of Marner and Matthews and those guys, can play with them and contribute. Like, that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, and we have him for another year at $950. That's amazing.
What does he ask for next summer then?
I honestly, I'll bet you he asks for I don't think he's a Leaf after next year, and I think that's because he's probably going to ask somewhere in the neighborhood of 4 or 5.
Yeah,
maybe even more.
I think he could probably start asking about 4.5, 5, and probably get closer to 5.5 if there's a bidding war.
Yeah, I could easily see that happening. Easily. Another thing I gotta mention, man, just the game on Thursday night against Minnesota. Austin Matthews, man, like as bad as like I said, worst game I ever saw him play on Monday night against Montreal. He just was invisible out there. 2-1 hockey game. 2 goals for Austin Matthews against the Minnesota Wild. The first one, just creates some space and absolutely rips one.
Oh, it was a fucking laser.
Upstairs, no chance in the world that Kaapo Kähkönen is making that save.
I don't think there's a goalie in the league making that save, if we're being honest.
There's no, that's what I mean. Like, it's just, what a shot. Like, what a shot. Unbelievable stuff. And then the second goal he scored, oh my God. Did you see it?
I don't think so. I definitely saw the first one.
So the actual goal itself wasn't a beautiful goal, but the work that he does, and this is why he's the MVP, right here. The back check, the strip in the neutral zone, the dish to Marner, then drives to the net as hard as he can and puts one in. Took over that game. It's a 1-1 hockey game. Or no, I think they went up 1-0. It was a 1-1 hockey game at that point. Austin Matthews takes that game over. He grabs it by the balls and he says, "This is my game now." And he takes it over, goes and scores a goal. Unbelievable defensive play. Unbelievable goal. 2-1 Leafs win. MVP. Not up for discussion. Austin Matthews is the MVP, and you can't give it to anybody else. You can't right now. You can't. That's absurd if you're going to say somebody else.
No, this is where I'm stuck in a hard spot because I don't want to, because I do not like Austin Matthews. I do not like the Toronto Maple Leafs. I don't want to give him that credit, but like it is really hard to pick an argument against it.
No. Yeah, it's
like it is really, really difficult.
The guy's got 37 goals. He's got, I believe now, he scored again last night, so I believe that makes it like 79 goals in his last 100 games played. Like the guy,
I think it was 74. I believe was the number. I'm almost positive it was 74.
They were talking about it on the broadcast a lot, so you're probably right. But
yeah,
he's just a goal scorer.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say it doesn't matter whether it's 74 or 79. Like that's.
He's got he's unbelievable, unbelievable. So he's got 37 goals this year. In how many games played does this guy have? 49 games, 37 goals.
Yeah.
68 points. He's a machine.
Yeah, he's all right. He's all right.
Yeah, and 24 years old. I'm so happy Austin Matthews is a Toronto Maple Leaf.
How many years left on his deal? It was 2 after this one?
2 after this one, but I can definitely check Cap Friendly to make sure. But I'm pretty sure you're right about that. And him not being a Leaf would be one of the most heartbreaking things ever. And I really, really hope he's a Leaf for the rest of his career. Honestly. Losing him would be like losing a child to me. Honestly.
No. I'm laughing because I know exactly how you feel, and yeah.
Okay, so yes, we have him until the end of 24 season.
Okay.
Jesus, this man's already amassed $44.8 million in his career. That's insane. I want $44 million.
Is that like kind of like to the end of this season, or does that include his full contract?
Like what he's made in his career?
Yeah, just
like how it like on Cap Friendly, it just gives you an estimated career earnings to date.
To date, okay.
Yeah.
So he still has 2 more years of this contract to add to that. That's impressive.
Yeah, and does not include performance bonuses either.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much
Yeah.
is he asking for? Not next summer, but summer after.
Honestly, I would assume that he's going to be the kind of guy that'll say, "I'll just take the same thing. Let's win a Stanley Cup. Let's win a Stanley Cup." I think
What's he on now? He's on
11.
11
What is it?
something.
11.64.
11.64.
Yeah, and I'd pay him 15 if he wanted it, to be honest with you.
Well, that's kind of what I was like kind of thinking was, man, if he asks for 15, can you really say no?
No, you don't let Austin Matthews walk regardless of the situation. No, he's the best player in the NHL today. Yeah. Right now, he's the best player in the NHL. I know Connor McDavid exists. Right now, Austin Matthews is the best player in the NHL, and it's just that simple.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that game last night, Montreal, Ottawa, how did that one end up?
A really, really tight game, actually.
I caught the end of it.
Yeah, so my boy Terry Lehkonen, 2 goals. The Hamburglar got a big dub in Ottawa.
Love to see it going into Ottawa against the old team.
Hamburgers thrown on the ice because they gave him a little video tribute during one of the first stoppages. You got some Don's Burgers on the ice. No, it was a really good game. Brings us to a 5-game winning streak. Like I said, first one since 16-17. The big things, the team's playing like really, really good north-south hockey. It's something that we haven't done this season at all. And over the weekend, I watched, because I'm a lunchbox, I watched all the Habs goals from the playoff run. And I would say, honestly, about 60-65% of those goals were on the rush north-south hockey. And it's not really a coincidence that St. Louis comes in, we start playing north-south hockey more, we start getting better results. Like, it's really not surprising. I don't know how Dom Ducharme didn't put that together.
He was a really bad coach.
Yeah, like just both those things. But we played really good north-south hockey under him in the playoffs. You know what I mean? I don't know what happened between the end of the playoffs and the start of this season.
Hindsight's 2020, eh? Looking back now, you're like, what the hell was he doing?
Yeah, because I look back at the playoff run, right? Like I said, it was really good north-south hockey. We had a clear identity. Defensively, we knew what we were doing. We had that. I don't know what happened between Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final and the beginning of the season. Like, because even with the injuries and that, like, there was still a clear shift in game strategy. I have no idea what the fuck.
Yeah,
because like it's like I feel like it's not a difficult thing to put Caulfield and Suzuki together and say, okay, play really fast north-south. Just like, like it's fucking basic stuff. And I mean, like, you saw what happened on Monday night. Anderson, Caulfield, and Suzuki tore you guys apart. Straight up. That line was dominant.
Yeah, I wouldn't read too much into that. The Leafs, I don't know if they had beers the night before or what, but oh my God, that was a god-awful hockey game for them. Anyway, continue.
I know off night for the Leafs, but, like, it's not a surprise that we played good hockey playing north-south. Like, it's just, our defense was actually pretty good in that game. I think the only real clear-cut chance Marner had a breakaway. Like, other than that, like, the Leafs really didn't get any good looks. And that's been kind of a consistent thing, because we went on to shut out Buffalo for Sam Montembeau's first career shutout a couple nights later. And again, same thing. Just we played a really good north-south hockey. Suzuki had 2 goals. Caulfield had a goal. And the defense didn't really give up anything. It's a good start, considering he's only been coach 8 games, 5 wins, 3 losses. Like, I'm not saying anything for the future, for next season, but, like, at least this year we've got something. We're playing not terrible. Fine.
Right now. Yeah, and you need it, right? Yeah. And a lot of Habs fans, like, I know one that I work with, Tony's just like, can you stop winning? Like, honest to God, just tank. This season's over.
And like I get that argument, and I'm absolutely not against tanking. But at some level, you need to have something to build on for next year, right? Because these last 25, 30 games is basically just an extended preseason for next year at this point, and planning what next year is going to look like.
Yeah.
And so at least if you're playing good hockey, I don't really care for the wins or losses at this point, because there is, a team's not going to win 82 games. You're going to lose. It's how you lose, right?
Yeah.
The Habs are losing bad. We were giving up after going down a few and not playing full 60s. For playing full 60s, trying hard and losing, whatever, you can work with that. And now we're fucking winning games, and we can work with that. But it's having the core principles of like how this team is going to play. Like I said, the North-South hockey, that's important to our identity, right?
Yeah, of course.
The players we have, that's kind of the way we're built. So whether we're winning or losing, I'd obviously prefer us to win because I don't want to see us lose. But I get why Habs fans want us to lose for the tank.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
It's nice winning. It's a really fun feeling. 5 in a row.
Well, and yeah, you guys deserve it after such a pitiful, what was it, 8 wins through the first 45 games?
Game, yeah.
And
now we've got five of our last 8 are dubs.
That's insane. That's insane.
You want to know what else is also insane, which it hasn't clicked yet this season? The Habs literally don't even have the worst losing streak in the NHL this year. The Flyers, I think the Flyers lost 12 or 13 in a row. The Habs never did that.
Jesus Christ.
The Habs don't even have the worst losing streak in the league. And we've only got these fucking couple of dubs.
That's brutal. Man, totally off topic, but I'm just on Cap Friendly right now, and I'm on Mitch Marner's page. That man had 126 points and 44 goals in 63 games in 2014-15 for the London Knights.
That's all right. 2
points a game, almost a goal a game.
That's a bit of a cheat code,
Oh my God. In the playoffs in 15-16 for them, he had 18 games, 44 points. 16 goals in 18 games in the playoffs for the London Knights in 15-16.
That's broken. That's
Oh my God! I didn't realize he was that good. I knew he was good in junior. That's absurd.
How many goals does he have this year?
I think he's on 21. But let me just make sure. I just left the page. 1 second here. Pretty sure he's on 21 this year. Yeah, 21. 33 assists for 54 points in 43 games.
So fill in the blank. Marner's going to score blank goals this year.
There we go. He hits 30. First time in his career he's going to hit 30.
You said he was on 21?
Yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he'll hit 30 easy.
Yeah, he's got 21 in 43 games played too.
Yeah.
He's a little behind in games played.
Yeah,
he missed a few COVID stretch.
Yeah. But there's still about 25 games left, and he's going to get 9 goals in those 25 games.
I think that's safe to assume. Do you want to keep going with fill in the blanks right now?
Yeah, let's keep going with fill in the blanks. You mentioned it before, Michael Bunting. He is a top blank agitator in the NHL. So I'll start here. I have him top 10. I can't put him top 5. Not yet. I'll go top 10.
I put him top 3. I put him top 3 because the only person who I can think of that's a bigger agitator than him is Brad Marchand.
Okay. Oh, so I've got Brad Marchand, the Tkachuk brothers, Brendan Gallagher, and Tom Wilson. And I can't put Bunting up in there yet. If he keeps going the way he is, he will eventually get in there. But I can't say that he's a bigger agitator than any of those 5.
Well, like I told you earlier in the episode here.
I know he draws the most penalties in the league. I know.
He's drawn the most penalties here. Let's go. Let's take a look how that penalties drawn NHL.
So penalties drawn. Not that it's not a good kind of stat, but we've been bitching about how shitty their refs are and how players like Connor McDavid and Austin Matthews don't draw penalties even though they should. It's a little off, I would say.
Yeah. Why is this so hard to find? Most penalized players, penalties by type. This is weird.
Anyways, while you look that up,
yeah, you go ahead.
I got another one for you. So Corey Perry scored his 400th career goal last night, or not last night, a couple nights ago. There's a blank % chance he's a Hall of Famer.
Okay, so last night when you gave me the precursor here, I thought about this one, and I thought I was at 75%. That's where I was at.
Yeah.
I think it's 100%.
I have him as a guaranteed 100%er.
Well, we got a Stanley Cup champion.
Yep.
We have, like you said, 400 goal guy. Yep. We have a Hart Trophy winner.
Yep.
We have an Olympic gold. Rocket Richard. We have an Olympic gold medalist. We have a World Cup of Hockey, like a World Championship winner. I believe we have a Mem Cup winner.
He's actually a Triple Gold Club member with that Mem Cup. Yeah.
So you got that. Yeah, no,
4-time All-Star as well. Just throwing that out there.
I think he has to be a Hall of Famer.
Like, again, it was one of those things that I looked at it, and at first I'm like, yeah, like he'll probably get there. And then you look through those accolades and you're like, yeah, he's a lock. Like there's just I don't really think you can argue against it.
Yeah, the cup arguments there. Is he a 2-time Olympic gold medalist or just one?
I believe he might be a 2-timer. I think he might have been on that 2010 team.
Oh, I know he was on the 2010 team. Was he on the 14 team?
I'm almost 100% sure he was on the 2014 team. So.
Okay, so there we go.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure he's a 2-timer.
Yeah. So yeah, Memorial Cup.
And like when I was doing
Stanley
research,
Cup, All-Star, Rocket Richard, first All-Star team, Hart Trophy in 2011. Yeah, no, you got it.
Like I forgot about his Rocket. I totally forgot he won a Rocket.
Yeah, same, honestly. Now he had 50 goals in 2010-11. Yeah.
Like unbelievable career.
Yeah. So yeah, World Junior Champion. I don't think we even mentioned that.
Like I think pretty sure like he's won everything he's competed in at this point. Like I don't think there's anything he's not won.
And yes, he is a 2-time Olympic gold medalist.
Yeah, like just
and the 2016 IIHF World Championship gold medalist as well.
So yeah, so he's literally won everything. There's nothing more he can win in professional hockey.
If you don't put this man in the Hall of Fame, like, I don't know what to say.
Like he has literally got every single base covered. Like every single one.
Everyone. Yeah.
Like
the worm.
Yeah, the worm. It's funny if I mentioned to one of my buddies because I fell in love with Corey Perry last year. I remember when we signed him, I was a little concerned because, he's a little older. Wasn't sure what he was going to be able to do, for a year on a minimum wage in the NHL. Like, thought it was all right.
Give it a go.
Fell in love with him. Like, literally, like one of my favorite players last year. And I'd said to one of my buddies that if the Habs had won the cup, I was buying a reverse retro Corey Perry shirt, like straight up, because he just loved the guy. Yeah.
I don't like him. He's always been a pest, right? He's a guy that teams love to hate.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So, but yeah, that doesn't take away the accolades that this man has amassed in his career. Yeah. He's a clear Hall of Famer. Anyway, do we have any more?
We got a couple more. We got a couple more. So the Stadium Series game was last night. Nashville and Tampa. Tampa won. So two things on this. The NHL should host blank outdoor games per year.
1.
Yeah. Winter Classic.
1.
January 1st.
Winter Classic. That's it.
Glad we can agree on that.
Yeah.
And then part 2 is the next Stadium Series slash outdoor game should be held blank between blank and blank. So my immediate thought is you get fucking Edmonton, Calgary, and Commonwealth Stadium in Edmonton. Get a Battle of Alberta outdoors.
I don't think it's that big enough of a stadium. They wouldn't do it there.
Yeah, they do. They've done it before.
How big is Commonwealth?
The OG fucking Winter Classic was Commonwealth Stadium.
Was it?
Yeah.
Commonwealth can seat 56. Yeah, okay. I didn't think it was that big.
Yeah, no, it is that big, and I definitely think you throw a
That'd be
Battle
a
of
good one.
Alberta back
Battle of
there,
Alberta.
I mean, and a big thing with that is you get guys like McDavid and Draisaitl out there, so you get your top of the line players, and Calgary's actually having a fucking phenomenal year. If we want to just kind of stop here, talk about how they're fucking lighting it up out
Yeah,
of
they're on
nowhere.
fire. They're on fire. Yeah, Sutter knows what he's doing, eh?
Oh my god,
like he's a dick, and I really wish he'd learned how to wear a mask, but
you can't. With all that, you can't fucking take away from his coaching ability, my guy.
oh my god, he's so
fucking
good.
so good.
Johnny Gaudreau looks so
On
good
pace
this
for
year.
100 points.
Yeah,
Like,
so good. Markstrom, what a pickup.
Yep.
LOL at Vancouver.
like how do you let a top goalie in the league go to your direct rival for nothing?
Yeah. Yeah, and they did have Thatcher Demko in the coming up the ranks, but
they're still on completely different levels.
Yeah.
But anyways, back to the outdoor game. That's two, very, very good teams. You've got just natural fucking heat between the two of them. You're going to get a fucking banger of a game.
Yep.
And, you slap it in fucking Edmonton, you're going to get the weather for it. You're going to get the people out. To me, that's an easy one.
Yeah. Another good one. Hear me out.
Yep.
Vancouver Canucks, Seattle Kraken.
That'd be a good one.
At the Seahawks Stadium.
Yeah. I don't know.
CenturyLink it used to be called.
Yeah.
I think it's Lumen Field now. That's what it is. It's Lumen Field. Yeah, Lumen Field, Seattle Kraken, Vancouver Canucks. That'd be a good one. That'd be a good one.
Because that's obviously the NHL wants to push that kind of rivalry geographically easy. Yeah, that would be a fucking banger.
And I really like the idea of the Coastal game last year at Lake Tahoe.
Yeah.
With the water next to it, and I like that idea. That would be a good one. I would watch that. The one last night, absolute snooze fest. I honestly didn't even remember it was happening until I saw it on Twitter.
Yeah, I was looking for something to watch in the Habs intermission and scrolled onto it, and yeah, just
those Nashville jerseys are absolutely horrendous. Horrendous.
Genuinely, those are top 3 worst I've ever seen.
Yeah, who approved those?
Why
are the letters all different sizes?
I wouldn't even sell that as a t-shirt. You know what I mean? No. If that was on sale as a $20 t-shirt, I'd be like, that's a ripoff.
Yeah, that'll be in the clearance bin in no time.
Yeah, just awful. The Tampa ones were not too bad.
Tampa ones weren't as bad as the Nashville ones. They weren't great, but the Nashville ones were. Oh my god! Some of yeah, you're right. Top 3 worst jersey I've ever seen.
Straight up, just awful. And to the Tampa one, I'm always a sucker for the horizontal lettering. I don't know what it is. I always am down for that. So they weren't too bad.
Yeah, did they say bolts on them? Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was bolts.
Yeah, I also just the gimmicky, them both showing up in cowboy honky tonk stuff. I just
why is that the go-to for fucking I love the Bruins fucking they did 90s theme, that was great. St. Louis, when they did their outdoor game, they all showed up in fucking beachwear and that was great. But why is it every other time everyone just shows up in fucking cowboy hats? It's that's not a.
Well, I think the idea of the game was the honky tonk atmosphere, Nashville country music.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just I hate country music.
That might be it. It might just be us shitting on country music and that entire culture right now. But
Yeah, it's not for me. I don't know. No. Okay, and that's it for
NHL. I believe that is it. Yeah.
Okay. So, couple things that we wanted to touch on. We kind of got away from ourselves there a little bit. A couple things that we wanted to touch on. So first one that I can think of now is reporters just need to stop asking Alex Ovechkin about Russia. I don't want to get too much into the whole Russia thing on here. This is a hockey podcast, not a political podcast. But it's so cringy.
Yeah, it's just no matter what he says, it doesn't change anything that is happening. You know what I mean?
No.
This is just, he gave his piece that little bit earlier
Let
in
it
the
be done
week.
now. Let it be
Yeah,
done.
like there's just kind of nothing else
Stop
to say
talking
at
about
this
it.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, enough's enough.
Yeah.
He can't do anything about it. He didn't.
Yeah,
It's not like
exactly.
he's okaying any invasions or anything like that. So
No,
just
he said
let
his
it go.
piece. Yeah, just
Okay.
moving away from that. Some ECHL news to talk about.
Oh my God.
So the Orlando Solar Bears signed Sean Avery, who's 41, to a contract. Started pre-sale for his jerseys, taking orders for Sean Avery jerseys, and 2 days later cut him. Idiots.
So dumb.
Idiots.
Such a dumb marketing ploy.
Like, honestly.
Yeah.
The
The
only
best
good thing
thing that
about
came out of that was all of the old enforcers just wanting to sign for an ECHL team just so they could light Sean Avery up.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
George Larocque was in there.
Matt Barnaby.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah. Just absolutely. And can you imagine if you bought one of those? Like if you hit the pre-order and then they cut them like a day later.
And like it would be different if he like played a game for them and got cut. You could still be like, like he at least played a game. It'd be like owning like a John Scott Montreal Canadiens jersey. He at least played one game, you know what I mean?
Mm.
But like, yeah, he literally didn't last 2 days.
Yeah, I don't even think he stepped on the ice with them. Like not even for a practice.
Like just fucking so ridiculous.
Yeah, absurd. Like, what isn't this guy like? Doesn't he just like sit on his Instagram story and smoke cigarettes and bitch at people in the streets of New York? Like, isn't that his stick now? Like, isn't that what
he goes on like Instagram Live while he's fucking biking around New York and bitches at people. It's really funny.
Yeah,
and not like actually funny. It's just kind of funny to be like, oh, like this is your career now. This is your life.
yeah. Nice, Sean.
Yeah.
You bum. Anyway, okay. So with that out of the way, do you want to get to upcoming games this week?
Yeah, so the Habs are on a road trip started last night in Ottawa. So we got the Canadian end of it this week. We got the Jets on Tuesday, Flames on Thursday, and Oilers on Saturday.
Okay, nice. Love to see it. The Leafs are in Washington playing the Capitals tomorrow at 7:30. Then we go back home for a couple games. One Wednesday game against the Sabres. And then a Saturday night Hockey Night in Canada game versus the Vancouver Canucks.
In Vancouver or in Toronto?
In Toronto.
Okay.
Yep, 7 p.m. game.
Love that.
Yeah. And yeah, then we'll have an episode out before the other games. Then we go into Columbus, but we'll get to that next week. Yeah. So hopefully for us, the big thing that we as fans need to see is the goaltending settle down. Like really. I will say this: Peter Mrazek had a hell of a night in Minnesota. Played great, like outstanding stuff. And Elliot Friedman on the broadcast last night was saying, I think it's got to be Mrazek's net, is what he was saying, and I disagree. I just disagree. I don't think you can just yank Campbell out. Like, this is an all-star you're talking about. This is a guy who was in the all-star game.
I get that, but I mean, at least for the short term, it's got to be Mrazek's net. Like,
I don't know about that.
Like, if you've got,
you think you pull Jack out and get him, hopefully get him back, bring him down to earth, fix whatever he needs to fix, whatever that is. Nobody knows. Goalies are so fucking weird.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like, just take him out of the net, take some stress off of him.
Oh, exactly. And that's what I mean. Like if you've got 3 games this week or 4 games this week, I would go, if you have 3, 2 of them are Mrazek. If you have 4, 3 of them are Mrazek.
So so would you go tomorrow in Washington? Do you go Mrazek or Campbell?
You go Mrazek. You have to
go Mrazek?
Have to.
Would you give Campbell the game against the Sabres? Is that what you would think?
What's the separation between the games? Like, you got a day off between
that's a Monday, and then there's a Wednesday game. That would be 2 days later.
What do you got after the Wednesday game?
Saturday.
Yeah, so I would go Mrazek, Campbell, Mrazek.
You know what? I find it hard to disagree with you on that.
Like, isn't you're not entirely taking the net from Campbell. You're not saying like you're riding Pine now, but you're saying, hey, we're just gonna switch it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Take a little off your workload. Hopefully, kind of bring him back down to earth.
Okay, so let me ask you this: what if Campbell plays out of his mind against Buffalo? Do you give him the Saturday night game?
Yeah, if he drops like a 35 save shutout, then yeah. But I don't expect that. I would plan to be giving Mrazek the Saturday game. And if Jack Campbell plays his way into the Saturday game, then you let him play his way into the Saturday game.
Yeah, no, I think I agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that's what we got coming up. It's been a good episode here. We got a lot of good dialogue going.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you everybody for listening again. Thank you TGM for hosting us. And
don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Like, share, and subscribe. Forgot we have to do that now. We're on YouTube.
I know, right?
I know. Keep forgetting. Anyway, thank you everybody for listening, and we'll talk to you again next Sunday at 7 p.m.